Talking, testing, testing. No dos, tres. Started at once. Hold on, I gotta close. My hitbox isn't running. Are you aware of this? Box isn't running.
I guess? Maybe?
Fresh just to be sure. Hold on.
Testing.
Who's in hitbox?
That would be me.
You?
I'm in here. Oh, what a mess.
Looks like it's running. Okay, I had to open Firefox. I have a problem with Chrome for some reason.
So what do I do here? Oh, I turned the sharpness up too high, that's what. Okay. Son of a bitch doesn't want to connect to chat. Fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah, we'll start the.
They look squished.
Yeah. Problem with OBS right now is that you can't have a 16 by 9 source that gets chopped to 4:3 in another scene. So
All with it for now.
I have a lower third, you do not. Like,
Oh, how'd that happen?
Austin, these glasses are focus gunners. Focus. But yeah, they're gunners. The hitbox link on Twitter was cut off. And Osiris always has booze in that cup.
Nope.
Always.
Damn, we didn't even set up our account over at Linux. From at 1 minute. Like you're, I still have like 1 minute because it looks like you're still fixing shits. All right, I'll start soon, guys. I promise. I don't keep my promises, so.
But everything is broken. I shouldn't have taken a hatchet to it. Why do I do these things? Tab. Oh, there it is. Oh, things are slow today. What the fuck? Gostin, green screen doesn't work too well yet. You'll notice it's moving a little bit in the background. It's not very smooth. You know, it doesn't look like a painted wall. I got to work on that a little bit. Plus, I need to get some lights to light it up a little bit better. Oh, actually, I got the lights. I just need to set them up. So, but yes, the green screen will be a thing. Like, we're actually going to integrate the green screen into the podcast, or the show rather. There we go. It's only,
right.
Things are only a little broken now. Down from a lot of broken.
You call that progress.
I call that progress, yes. the audio's not in sync yet, but
Audio's not in sync.
well, not
Having that problem again?
no, not desynced, but what is it? It's not leveled because I'm running my mic through OBS.
All right. Well,
Because I'm running my mic through OBS.
all right. Well,
Because I'm running my mic through OBS. Why are you running through multi-purpose? Oh, you're a twat. Why can't I split Chromium? God damn it. Gostin, don't do it. It's a trap.
why is the hitbox chat not working?
Also, yeah, I think I'm going to end up hanging this thing on the wall, or even getting a bigger one and hanging it on the wall. Actually, right behind my monitor is the wall. So I'm thinking of pulling my desk out into the room a little bit and having my back to the wall. But that involves moving a bunch of shit. Okay.
Like everybody piled into Twitch, so oh well.
Yeah. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Wait, you say something.
Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh yeah, y'all don't forget to vote.
Vote? Why the hell would we want to do that?
Because these nuts are running. Just saying.
Okay, show's over, folks.
Show titles. We got show titles.
Yeah,
Theme,
apparently it's D's nuts.
These nuts 2015.
Not able to
We're
post
posting
it.
hitbox chat.
Holy shit. That's pretty bad.
I'm having a problem with hitbox also. Unless I open Firefox. Weird.
But yeah, that's one of the other things I was going to mention. We're going to try to have IRC actually in the stream at some point. It's just not playing very well right now. But yeah. If you want to chat in our IRC, it's on freenode.net.
Just go to Linux Tech and Gaming /live, I believe. Let me double check that.
There's also a browser-based chat client on the website.
People who know IRC will figure it out just by going there.
Yeah. Hashtag Linux Tech and Gaming on Freenode. If you're hardcore and you want your
I don't even have mine open. But here's the link for you guys.
we have shit. I did not finish this scene at all.
Missing somebody.
Yeah.
Turn the right way.
Where is
That
he?
guy over there.
Where is he? Where's Ubu? We have to have an Ubu. Let's see.
This is gonna go bad.
I just got to get him there. 335, 475.
What is this Ranko bot? About to blast it.
Yeah, that's me.
Everybody's saying Hitbox chat is broke. I can't use it either.
Oh yeah, for me it's saying connecting to the chat. This can take up to 30 seconds.
Me too. Twitch
there he is.
Where it's at.
He'll show up for you in just a second.
Minutes late. We're ready to get this show on the road, as they would say.
Yeah, why not? I don't even... Let's see if we can...
checking, all right.
Oh, music. Where's music? Let's turn music down a little bit. There we go. We even have our little theme song.
Sweet. I'll just trust your judgment on that.
Yeah, at some point I'm going to have to cut it up and make it proper. Like it fades in at a certain point, fades out at a certain point.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to get this show on the road, y'all. We got all these people in here butt fondling each other.
They're just here.
They're
just here to watch us fail.
All right, here we go. So here's another episode of Linux Tech and Gaming, episode 33. And if you don't know, and if you haven't noticed, one of us is mysteriously a stick figure. Ubu is not here, obviously, and we're just going to address that real quick. We don't know anything. I guess when he gets back, he'll let y'all know what he wants you to know. He's taking care of himself, and that's as much as we know.
Yeah.
So, on with the rest of the things. We're gonna go ahead. So let's do some real quick catching up. What we've been doing lately. I'm sure you guys know because I'll be all on the Twitters. I have been playing a bunch of random games. Unreal Tournament 4. Don't Be a Patch Man. So many games. Random indie games, random games in general. What you been up to, Atomic?
The normal bullshit. Not doing anything because I have a job.
Wow. Lots of 5-hour energy. All right. Well, obviously we have no life, so let's move on. We're gonna start as usual with Atomic's Linux game pick. So what you got, Atomic? We have technical. Hold on. Technical difficulties. They can't hear you. Looks like your Ranko, call it, left mumble.
Oops. 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 I did not set my microphone on the scene. Did I set my microphone on?
All right. Well, while he fixes that,
Everything is broken still.
uh, give us 1 second.
1 second, try 5 days.
They said he can hear you now.
Yes, because I'm adding my microphone to all the scenes. Okay, let's try that one over again.
Oh, you switched scenes. Okay, I get it. All right.
Yeah, because I didn't have my microphone on all the scenes. That's why people couldn't.
See how many more things we can break before the end of the show. All right. Let's start back over. Atomic's Linux game pick of the week is.
Yeah.
This is where you chime in.
Yeah.
Or did you?
Oh, everything's fucking fucking. I don't even want to try that anymore. Okay, so this just in: Linux has a timed exclusive to call its own. Don't Be Patchman is a Linux exclusive on Steam. So what is Don't Be Patchman? Don't Be Patchman is an isometric 3D puzzle game. And from the Steam store page, it says, help Patchman rescue the sheeple from enslavement by the drone army. Yeah.
It's a pretty decent game. I checked it out, and at first look, it's not something that would probably wow onlookers. You got to play it. It's a just a good, clean, fun type of game. It actually has some type of fun factor
Yes.
involved.
The game is still in early access, so it's not really finished. I believe it's in alpha. Pretty sure it's in alpha because they're still adding like levels to it. But the controller works in this game. Kinda, sort of. There's a few things you need to use the mouse for, like your inventory. Hopefully that's going to get fixed. But there is also an achievement for playing this game on early access. Right there. So if that isn't worth your $15, I don't know what is. But
Yeah. It's yeah. Don't forget, it is an alpha or beta. I don't know what he's calling it. So it's still being patched. He's working out some of the actual fundamental game details also, like the thing about in the first level, where you have to go find the beekeeper's hive, or you're supposed to already have it in your inventory. Remember on that post that you put on Steam, he said that he was probably going to change that to you have to go find the beehive instead of you already having the beehive in the inventory. So if he's changing that, I'm sure there's other details in the game he's still working on, and not just patches.
Absolutely. But definitely consider this game. It does go on. I've seen it on sale once so far. So, and it's only been like a month since it released.
Yep. And don't forget, people, this is the first game that is on Linux and nothing else. First. That means times are changing.
Yes.
All right. So where'd you break?
Wrong scene. There's nobody there.
I must be delayed because I don't see.
Yeah.
Now I see a black screen.
Yes. That I was trying to click over to you, and that was.
All right. So anyhow, for the roundtable, the subject will be the current state of SteamOS and Steam machines because I have some reservations about this. What's your first thought on this, Tom?
Needs more hardware certification. Because
I
that's definitely missing. Because didn't we hear last week or the week before about somebody coming out with a Steam machine that was running AMD?
Yeah, there's no telling. There's absolutely no telling what they're coming out with because there's no validation, there's no certification, there's no nothing. And so the whole thing with the suspend, resume, and that type of stuff, I get the feeling that the reason that is because they can't support all the hardware. There's no universal support for suspend resume. Suspend resume works perfectly fine on my box. What about yours?
Um, I don't really use suspend resume that much, except on laptops, and the only laptop I have right now, it's broken on that particular one because of some funky UEFI bullshit. So,
Right. I mean, I
but
don't really use suspend, but in Ubuntu, I think it was like enabled by default or something. So when I come back, it's suspended.
hmm, I
So,
I personally leave my desktop on all the time because I actually have servers running on my desktop, and I like to just come in and turn on my monitor, everything's up and running. But my previous experience with this was with a Lenovo laptop, which, you know, hearing the things about Superfish nowadays, I probably won't buy another. But the Lenovo I had, it worked pretty well. I think I had one issue in 3 years resuming, so it's not bad. And I would expect desktop hardware, even modern desktop hardware, to be better supported than laptops in this
oh
front.
yeah, for sure. I think they also need to clearly define what a Steam machine is. Like if somebody asks you what a Steam machine is, what do you tell them? Just a computer with a different OS on it? Because
Yeah,
that's what it
pretty
seems to be
much.
right now. So what's the point? I don't. I personally don't understand what the point of this is. Uh, if it was to give somebody the software resources to make a HTPC sort of gaming PC, I don't think that was needed. Uh, in particular, uh, people could already do that. It's not a problem. You can do that with Windows. You can do that with Linux. That doesn't matter. And you have really good resources for doing stuff like that, like Kodi. There's plugins and there's ways to do things if you're a smart kind of feller. I hope they really lock in their definition, their certification, their hardware that they support, all that stuff. As far as AMD goes, um, so we saw the results of DirectX 12. I'm willing to bet that Vulkan will give AMD similar results since it's a bare metal API, but we shall see.
We shall hope.
We will hope really hard. Fingers crossed, eyes
Yes.
closed.
Yeah. And, I wish Valve would go ball bust AMD about their drivers, because that might light a fire under their ass.
Sure, they had to have because they did it to Intel and Nvidia, so guessing they had to.
I don't know that they really did much to Intel, because Intel's driver is already kind of the shit.
I mean, but since within the scope of Steam coming to Linux, they've really dialed in their iGPU drivers for Linux. They even have a pretty nice GUI installer. Come on.
What? I've been off of Intel graphics for too long then, because I do not remember this GUI installer.
Yep. Nice GUI installer. It's performing really well. If you're one of those people who buys super expensive iGPUs like the Iris Pro, uh, that is a solid performer without a discrete graphics card. Intel is doing the business.
Okay. Well, our first topic of the day. Where the hell? I can't find my scenes. Skylake plays nice with Linux.
Yes.
Well,
For
good.
those who, for those who don't know, Skylake is the latest versioning of their processors, the latest code name, so to say, which consists of so far, I guess, i5 6600K and the i7 6700K. Intel Skylake marks the return of real competition in the integrated graphics market.
I wasn't aware the competition had left.
Well, uh, AMD was the APUs were doing a bit better in the integrated graphics, but then that depends on drivers also. So yeah.
I mean,
uh,
it seems to me like integrated graphics is the only place where there's actual competition between Intel and AMD.
Probably because nobody cares there. Nobody gives no there are no fucks to be given in that department.
Oh, that's great.
But it competes the latest iteration of Intel's IGP competes pretty nicely. It slightly beats it out. Yeah. And it's very cost effective if you want to build uh a low GPU intense title on laptops or entry level PCs. And you're on a strict budget, very strict. And this could be actually an option for Steam machines also. Very low end Steam machines, since Valve isn't making any uh reference designs, I guess the word would be, for whether what a Steam machine really is. So I could make a Steam machine and call it a Steam machine.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I'm curious about, or I thought about here, was that I gotta get my thoughts in order here. I have thought that the desktop i3s and lower end i5s had lower end graphics um, than like the 6600 and 6700 would. But are they starting to put the better graphics in the lower end chips on the desktop?
That I can't say for sure. This is what I thought. The i3, i5, and i7 had the same integrated graphics. The HD, whatever. That would depend on which generation you're talking about. I thought the graphics were pretty much the same. You may benefit more from having an i7 or an i5 over the i3. More resources, obviously. I'm pretty sure that the actual graphics portion may be the same.
Okay. Yeah, because if you can get an i3 for I don't know $100, that kind of negates the argument I made in the doc that a $50 CPU would be better paired with a 950. Because I was thinking low end, like a 6600K is still going to be like $230, $240, $250 somewhere in that range, and a lower CPU with a 950 would have been a better deal. But if you can go with an i3 and still have the same graphics core, that makes a much better argument.
Just to be clear, the new i3s are hyper-threaded, right? It's i3s.
Every i3 that I know of, because I had an i3, it was a mobile i3, and it was hyper-threaded.
So what's that? Two real cores plus two virtual?
That's correct.
Not too bad. Get away with some decent gaming with that.
Yeah.
Especially on one of those. What's the resolution? The standard resolution on a low end laptop.
1366 by 768, just slightly above 720p.
Oh, there you go. Skylake, guys. If you use Linux, Skylake works on it. So the next topic would be the GTX 950 was released on August 17th. It's getting mixed reviews, I would say, at this point, because it's slightly better than the 750 Ti and slightly worse than the 960. Puts it in a very precarious position in the grand scheme of things between their own lineup and AMD's lineup. Almost to the point where it may not even matter that it exists or not because of the price gapping. The 950 is $159. 960, I believe, is $210. Something about that range. In the 750 Ti, you could probably get it for about $150 now.
I would have to say you can get them cheaper than that, depending on which one you want to go for. In the 750 Ti camp.
Right. True. Only reason I would say this is better than a 750 Ti is because all the new 9X series cards, 900 series cards have H.265 encoding in them, much lower. Did the 750 Ti? Because it was Maxwell also. That I don't know.
Maybe, but it might be because it came out so early. It might not have the H.265. I could be totally wrong about that.
I think Boat is right. GTX 950 because we want your money and we'll confuse you with the SKUs. That is a thing.
Now,
definitely a thing.
I will say though that I'm going to buy a 950, but specifically just because I don't really need a 960. But then my purpose is different. I want to have the 950 to run two 4K monitors off of because it has multiple display ports, and then I'll have some balls to the wall thing like a 980 Ti to run whatever I'm going to game on. It's basically just going to be a desktop card for me.
OP'd one, but yeah. That was legit. I think I would still recommend it. If like $160 was your cap, you couldn't spend $165. You couldn't spend $161. 160 is your cap. This is not a bad card to get. I don't think you'd regret it.
Certainly not. But yeah, if you did manage to just save like 20 extra bucks, go with a 960.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Because it's such a jump up in performance for so little money.
Right. So, moving on, we have Western Digital launches 5 terabyte and 6 terabyte drives in their Black and Red Pro lineups. In 2010, we crossed the 3 terabyte threshold in the consumer market. That was almost 6 years ago, people. We just crossed 3 terabytes. Now we're up to 6 terabytes. So that's pretty amazing within itself. I mean, let's just be honest though, mechanical drives are just about dead, but whatever. I personally don't trust large capacity consumer drives because if you go back and look at all the people who have 3 and 4 terabyte Western Digitals, and especially Seagates, you're just gonna find nothing but forums filled with people crying, complaining, and wanting to commit suicide because their drives just lost 3 terabytes of information. So buy at your own risk. Unless you're going to get like an enterprise level drive, buy at your own risk.
Yes, exactly. So the next topic, we have Intel 5x5 motherboards. So what's this? A new standard for motherboards?
Intel makes their own standard, so it's Intel standard.
So this it looks kind of like a standard where you can use a desktop CPU in a sort of a NUC.
Yeah, that's pretty much I think what they're going for. They're trying to go for the desktop mode of existence, meaning that you can change the CPU out So it's not a socketed chip, but it's still small. You can only get so small when you have a actual removable socketed chip. I'm supposing.
Yeah, the socket itself is like an inch and a half square, maybe 2 inches on the long side.
Something like that. It's a. Well, I couldn't find no specific information on it, but it's an LGA based socket. It doesn't say which one. I can only assume that it's the latest one. So that would put that at what, the 1151? It's like 11
Yes.
1151.
Um. So we're gonna be seeing desktop CPUs in this, I suppose.
Yes, but the really trimmed down one, 35 and 65 watt only.
Support up to 65 watt CPU thermal design power. Okay, so we might see an i3 in this, maybe a cut down i5, really low end i7, maybe. Looks like
Yeah,
it's.
I don't know what the i7 is. 1151.
Well, we're talking about CPUs that haven't been released yet, assuming this is an 1151 socket.
I
So,
didn't hear the last part. What you just said.
um, the hell did I just say?
uh, yeah,
But
I think that it's primarily focused on probably 35 watt. It might take a 65 watt technically, but considering its size, and then what you're actually gonna put this whole like assembly in the motherboard, like probably gonna be somewhat passive cooling. You're not gonna have a lot of cooling. I think 35 watt is really what this is targeted. You just can put a 65 watt chip on there if you want to, because man, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd recommend that.
yeah. It looks like it's going to take SODIMM, so that's laptop memory, and looks like it has a pair of M.2 or M SATA slots on the side here and a single SATA port.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah.
Got two.
Yeah, but that's just one motherboard, which hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, I don't really know what Intel's target market is for this size board. I mean, like, maybe I don't know, terminals or something like airport terminals or who knows. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think this is really made for general consumer. Not like a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, that might be the case because this is not. This is definitely not meant to replace the Nook, and it's not meant to replace the Mini ITX form factor either because it's got no PCIe slot. So you're not going to be putting a graphics card in this at all.
Yeah, it'd probably work as a very low end HTPC. You could probably play movies off of it
Oh,
for sure.
that would definitely be a good use for it.
Could probably even invest and mount it to the back of your TV.
Probably so. Of course, it depends on what kind of cases were available for it. So, Mycroft is your very own home AI.
This right here is amazing, people. Got to check out Mycroft. It's Microft. And basically what it is a in-home artificial intelligence. Like I'm pretty sure you guys have already heard of the Amazon. I don't even know what it's called. But the Amazon one says allows you to speak to it and buy things from Amazon. And that's cool, I guess. Whatever. And then there's some other ones I think Microsoft might have made. But this one is fully functional, open source, privacy protecting. That's the biggest thing because anytime you have speech analysis, usually it's pinging some other server where it's actually doing the heavy work. And that's a cause for some privacy issues. But this has no such concerns. The internals are a Raspberry Pi 2. So it's cheap. This whole unit doesn't cost a whole lot of money. It's already using produced products that are not expensive, that are open source. I believe Raspberry Pi 2 conforms to the open hardware standard also, but don't quote me on that. Uh, it's using Ubuntu Snappy Core, so it's pretty much Ubuntu. Uh, Ubuntu's Internet of Things OS. If you don't know what that is,
Yeah, I don't
uh,
think anybody knows what that is yet.
probably not. Probably best you don't. with with all the other smorgasbord of Ubuntu stuffs that are out there. But it's using natural language processing. Basically, you just interact it with normal speak. I'm sure everybody's used Google now, Siri or Cortana, and for the most part, you can just speak to them, and regardless of, as long as you have a halfway regular accent, it picks up most of the words you'll say. So it has that going for it. Uh, the package price, I believe, with it all assembled, shipped out to you, it's $129. That's according to their Kickstarter page. So they're not in production yet. So I don't know if that'll ever change. Hopefully not. I've heard interviews with these guys; they seem pretty legit. So $130, but that's just for one unit. What you can actually do is take multiple of these units. You can build them yourself if you want to. You can take multiple of these units and they'll network with each other. So you can put one in your room, put one in say the next room, and then you can just say Mycroft, uh speak to daughter's room, and it will open up the voice communication between you and that room and allow you to talk to the person that's in that room like an intercom. It does that, so that's what the networking thing does. They say it's modular, so that you can have one for your appliances without the outer casing. And then you can monitor your refrigerator and your air conditioner and your blinds. So it'll control your house stuff. It also has what they call, like, I don't know what they're calling them. I'm gonna call it a scene. So if you walk in your house and you say Mycroft night mode, say that, it'll close the blinds, turn down the air conditioner, and do whatever other parameters that you set for it, all in one scene. That's pretty nice.
Now, I want to rename this thing to computer because hashtag Trek Nerd. And then I want to give it Majel Barrett's voice.
Okay, you do that, and I'm gonna rename mine Kit. Knight Rider Industries 2000. See how many 80s babies are really out there.
Yes.
I'm like, what kit? What's a kit?
Uh, okay, so the Unity editor is available for Linux.
Yes, it is. Uh, Unity editor is the Unity 3D game engine, basically the editor for it, so you can write games, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It works. It's considered experimental by Unity staff themselves, which means it is not guaranteed. So no, I don't even know. Like, how do you put something out there in the wild for people to use and be excited about, and to say, yeah, you know what? Here's a bone, but dog food you do not get.
Why did they even build this?
Uh, Reasons. Maybe they were bored. I don't know. Seems like they've been working on a Linux version for many years, though. I went and checked their site. According to their developers, they've been working on it since like 2009. Just now getting released is 2015. That's 6 years in the works. And then they're just like, "Yo, here you go. We're done. Wipe the hands, and we're out." I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
we should be excited about that or not. So
No, not really. Then we have Road Redemption. What on earth is this?
Uh, check the show note real quick. The chat section.
It's like Road Rage, but with more awesome. Okay. I don't know what Road Rage is. Oh, but they're shooting people off of motorcycles. Okay. And hitting them with shovels. It's like Carmageddon on motorcycles. I could dig it. Ooh, God, that's a little steep though. $20 for regular Steam. And special edition is $70. I don't think it's that good of a game. But you are blowing up a car with a pump action shotgun, so maybe. I don't know. But let's see. We've got. Next we have.
Company of Heroes 2. Get some
What?
Linux loving from the guys at Feral.
Let me just Orwell it here and.
If you guys don't know, Company of Heroes 2 is a pretty popular, I guess you call it an RTS, real-time strategy game. Except for instead of with space stuff like spacecraft, not spacecraft. What's the name of the game? Anyways, it's a real-time strategy that's staged in, I believe, World War II. Yes, and finally gets a Linux port from the guys over at Feral. If you guys have been following, you know that Feral makes pretty decent ports. So
Looks suspiciously like a movie to me.
don't forget if you ever want to support a Feral or Aspire's support them directly. I think they both have a store directly tied into their website. That way you can guarantee that the money goes directly to the people who created the Linux port and not to the general publisher. Or you can buy the game on Steam and make sure that you play it. I think the rule is play it within 1 week on Linux first. That's kind of convoluted. That's why I say just go to the store.
Yeah. That actually looks like some gameplay footage there.
Yeah, it's like Civilization sorta, but more granular. So it's that mode of strategy game, real time strategy game. Civilization is not a real time strategy, turn based strategy.
Yep. Well, that just ticks off 2 boxes for me. First and foremost, I'm not a big fan of war games, and RTS just kind of, nope.
Yeah, it requires RTS is in my current state requires too much thought. It's one of those things that if you're not thinking, like right there at that moment in time, then all things will go to hell right now. I like to just chill out, shoot things, but it's still a great game, and I'm glad Feral spent their efforts in bringing it over to Linux. Checked out the benchmarks and the reports, and people are saying that it runs as good as any good port does on Linux currently. So you're probably looking at 80% of the performance as if it was on Windows right now. Which is not too bad considering it was never made to be on Linux at all. It's a DirectX game through and through.
Yeah, that's not bad. And while we were gone, Shadow of Mordor was released. So we have another AAA title on Linux.
Ding
It's
ding.
it's so weird to say that, another AAA title.
Yeah, we're
It's
starting
like,
to rack them up now.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to go get uh, another. We're gonna have to go get another chalkboard here. 'Cause we're running out of places to put jailhouse marks.
the the specs on this thing though are seem a
They're
bit. I don't,
they're stupid. Oh
yeah,
my god.
they're a bit high. Uh,
Recommended 4 GB NVIDIA 9 series card or better.
right. So they're telling you that this game will not run at its optimal performance unless you have a 900 series card or better. They don't even say which 900 series. I should just go buy a 920 and be like, your game sucks. They don't make a 920, but when they do, I'm going to go get it.
Well, they do say the minimum recommended is a 1 GB 640.
That's not too bad, actually.
That's
It's really low.
that's that's kind of Aramol territory right there.
uh, but if you go and look at the Windows specs, because that's what I'm going to directly compare it to, because that's what it was made for. It's not too far from the Windows specs, so eh,
Oh,
I guess.
Bode, the 9 series cards are almost entirely 4 GB. The 970, 980, and 980 Ti are all 4 GB cards.
Yeah, it requires almost 60 gigs of space, hard drive space. So,
Oh yeah, it does.
wait, no, that's the Windows version. For some reason, the Linux version only requires almost 50 gigs. Maybe because it's better.
Oh shit! Look at that. 10 GB savings going to Linux.
That's right. Not only do you save in awesomeness, you also save in disk space. That's something that you can measure. So, there's a win.
Yes, it is. Of course, that might be all the shit that they left out because it doesn't work in OpenGL.
There, you're probably right. But we're not gonna tell nobody that. Shh.
Uh,
Although here's a very important additional note: AMD and Intel cards are not supported. If you wish to
what?
play the game using an AMD graphics card, you should update your graphics to version Catalyst. I thought I was gonna say you should update your graphics card to NVIDIA, but it says Catalyst 15.7 or higher. You should be able to run the game without experiencing stability issues or graphical glitches, but you still may experience poor performance.
Well,
So
if you bought AMD, you'd better be used to that by now.
it happens.
But
This is
they say that Intel cards are not supported, but I'd still like to try this out on on an Intel rig and see what it does. Probably run crappy, but you never know.
considering the even the minimum specs are for graphics. Uh, it will run. It'll probably run like you say, like crap. It wouldn't be enjoyable.
Maybe you get uh,
Frames per second.
720p 30 frames, maybe if you turn everything to low.
That's possible. We'd have to look into that.
Might be playable.
Well, that's Shadow of Mordor. Great game. If you're on the Linuxes, buy it, run it on Linux first, and make sure the developers who ported the game get the money. Important. That's very important.
Yes.
For our next game, what do we have?
We
Nights.
have Nightside.
Yeah. So I found this game through the internet lurkings, maybe Reddit's. Who knows where I was? Uh, it's getting mixed reviews right now, but it looks interesting. Like if you look at the artistic style, it has a very nice dark artistic style to it. Uh, so I went and investigated to find out why it's getting mixed reviews and did some reading around. It seems that it's mostly getting mixed reviews because of the UI and the AI. Some people don't like the UI, and a lot of people are complaining about the AI being a little uh, how do you want to put it? I'm not gonna call them retarded. Just say
Pants on
slow.
head retarded.
There you go. Yeah. So I think that depending when you get this game, because I don't think I'd pay $20 for it. But let's just be honest. There's a sale. There's a major sale 4 times a year, and mini sales within the mini sales all the time.
Yes, all of the sales, and that's why I have a $6,000 Steam library.
There you go. I think
But
this is worth checking out.
yeah, if RTS is your thing, it's not mine. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like StarCraft. It kind of reminds me of a darker StarCraft, sort of. Keep in mind that I really never played StarCraft, so
They
I'm going bait
recommend a Radeon card. Holy shit, ballsy.
4870. Oh, the recommended is 7870. So at least they say that they tested their game against AMD. So that's pretty nice of them. I don't know what engine this is on, but I would assume that it's Unity. Sports. That I don't know though. Custom. No idea. But check it out. It's called Nightside. It's on the Steam. Uh, and it's currently at $19.99. Don't buy it for that. Catch it on sale. With mixed reviews, I can't tell you to buy it for that price.
Yep. So, a new Vulkan demo shows huge improvement over OpenGL.
Yeah. Uh, so everybody's already seen the DirectX 12 hype train go by. And AMD scored big in that hype train, which made me curious. So if you don't know, DirectX 12 is a bare metal API, which means that instead of writing towards a different translation layer, so to say, for your graphical needs, you're going to write towards closer towards the hardware level, which will cut overhead and allow you to gain performance because you're not translating. Because whether you know it or not, there's several layers of APIs usually built onto a game to the point where I don't even know how many, 3, 4, 5, 6 translations before it hits hardware. DirectX 12 and Vulkan is the OpenGL, I guess, version of DirectX 12, allows you to write code towards that hardware. AMD has seen great success with that on DirectX. So I found this article, and if you click the video, you can mute the video, click the video, and scrub through it. You'll see several different things, and one of those things is that with Vulkan, much like DirectX 12, it distributes the load across the multiple CPU cores much more evenly than OpenGL does. So, in theory, if you had an iGPU or an APU, this would work great for you. You distribute the load, and it would take less graphical power. This could change a lot of things if it turns out to be what it is. Now, keep in mind, this is running not on Linux. This is running on Windows. This demo is, and it's done by the Kronos Intel. Intel has a stake in this. Intel is a major supporter and founder, funding backer of Kronos and Vulkan. So whenever a company is involved in something, you can take that with a grain of salt.
It looks compelling. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to wait too long.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. So Vulcan, you'll probably see it. I'm almost willing to bet you'll probably see it on Android before you see it anywhere. It makes more sense for it to be there, so to say. Uh, unlike unlike the proprietary software, there's no there's nobody making you uh move on to this Vulcan. So with DirectX 12, eventually they're just gonna cut support for DirectX 11. Once the current crop of games probably gets developed, published, and out the door, you're still talking several years. But once those are out the door, the publishing houses will probably move on. Because the DirectX 11 coding and the DirectX 12 coding, from what I understand, are severely different. It takes more skill to code towards bare metal APIs than it does translation layer APIs. So I don't know in the open source community how fast people are going to adapt this, but I'm pretty sure because of the necessity for Android to have um, better solutions, that it'll happen much faster on that level.
Okay, so the next topic is. Oh, well.
That's all our topics. Yo.
Oh shit, we're down to some rapid fire stuff.
You want me to rapid fire while you switch the videos?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Like that should work, maybe in concept. All right. So the first one is concept art from Roman Nugan for Ubuntu 16.04. Uh, Take a look at this. Ubuntu is pretty plain. It's pretty boring. The icons are like 5-10 years ago looking to me. This updates the Ubuntu, I think, font, color scheme, and if you notice, they finally moved into the all flat era, like everybody else has been doing already. This is much needed. I don't. People who already know me know that I'm a huge like proponent of aesthetics. Like the aesthetics and the feel, the look and feel must be right. I don't care how good it is. If the aesthetics ain't right, people won't use it. Uh, there's one specific screenshot. I think towards the bottom. Yeah, I think this is the last one, and that gives you a general overall feel of how just neat and clean it's supposed to be. I'm rather enamored with it. Canonical needs to hire this guy, so Canonical get on that. Next up, we have FCC is looking to restrict usage of Linux and BSD on wireless devices. This is not good for people. There's been several things going on with the United States government and other governments in the world trying to impose their powers, but this is pretty far reaching. Basically, the FCC is trying to tell people they're going to restrict installation of alternative operating systems on PCs like GNU Linux, OpenBSD, FreeBSD, etc. It means that you cannot put other things on the computer than what it basically they're saying you can't put things on the computer that didn't already come with. Uh
Well, what about installing software?
Nothing. If it didn't come with it, you can't put it on there. It doesn't say that, right? But if you read through all the bulleted points, such as ban installation of custom firmware on Android phones, discourage the development of alternative free and open source Wi-Fi firmware, like people who used to hack the Linksys and the Netgears, or still do actually. So it actually performs like it's supposed to because it's broke out of the box. None of that. If it has a radio in it, the premise is if it has a radio in it, you cannot change it because of
So
FCC laws.
basically, what you're telling me is that the Apple iOS App Store, the Apple App Store, Google Play, the Windows Store, Steam, all of these things are basically illegal now, or will be if the FCC gets its way.
No. So they comply with federal law because they do some behind the door things, whatever. And basically, what it boils down to is that if you change the stuff on your hardware, the powers that be don't know what you're doing with that hardware, what you're doing with that radio connectivity, and probably I don't want to say this because I don't want to put on a tinfoil hat. There's no backdoors. Just saying. Seems legit to me though. That's what I'm getting out of it. But this is a real thing. We're gonna have show notes up on the website soon enough. You guys can go check this out for yourself. Never trust anybody. Track your own information. Find 3 pieces of it is always my rule. But moving along. Armor 3 has an experimental download for Mac and Linux. I don't know. I don't see any Armor 3 fans in here that I know of. But Armor 3 is a pretty popular, I would say, like FPS realistic type. I can't even think of the word I want to use. It's a realistic FPS type game.
I had somebody suggest Arma 3 to me for the simple reason that it was busted as fuck in a good way.
You know what? That's funny that you say that. I've heard similar reports. Yeah. What's that? And what's that popular mod for Arma 3? I'm sure everybody knows. Somebody knows in the chat. There's a popular mod for Arma 3 that everybody's playing. So what I'm guessing is that if this game comes to Linux, that mod should work on Linux.
Free Fall Shooter says it's a military sim.
Right. There you go. That's what I was thinking of. Now, to be clear, let's see here. The developers specifically state that they haven't decided to officially port, let alone release the game on Linux. They say that they're evaluating the popularity. I don't know what that really means. It sounds like some more of that Unity 3D bullshit. What do you mean you created the port, you're releasing the port, but not gonna support the port. Just don't even do it if you're not gonna do it. Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't need your pity.
Right. Let's see. Google got a new logo? What?
Yeah.
It looks exactly like the old logo.
But it's so Web 3.0 now.
We never left Web 1.0. What are you talking about?
I'm still using BBC chat room, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving along. Minecraft story mode coming this fall. I know we have some Minecraft fans. So if you play games like Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead, I don't know why I put that in there. From Telltale Games, which is basically create games, respin them into their own artistic style, and then make a novel out of it, a game-based novel. The stories are usually really good from Telltale Games. So Minecraft gets the same treatment, except for the one big change. That is that, unlike the other games where it has a set protagonist, in this game you will be able to choose your character, which I'm assuming will change the story pretty good amount if you look at Telltale Games' track history on how they write their stories. Kind of interesting. What's Minecraft?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know what that Minecraft shit is. We only play UbuCraft.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I've loaded up Minecraft maybe once. So I know it's popular though. So that's for the Minecraft people. Can't get enough of that Minecraft crack.
Yes. Do we have a date on when this is coming out?
This fall is, I believe, what the article is saying from Polygon. Yes. They're saying debut this fall. So sometime soon. Is pretty much what the answer is.
Holy crap! It's coming to Android, iOS, Mac, PlayStation 3, 4, Wii U, Windows PC, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. No Linux support? What? Telltale,
Everybody
you
but
suck.
Linux.
You suck.
What did you
Telltale.
expect when? What did you expect? Well, first of all, I will say that Telltale games work amazingly well in wine. But yeah, not to officially support it is ridiculous. Because if I can get it to work, I'm sure they can get it to work. And two, what did you expect when Microsoft bought Minecraft license? They know that they were going to whore it out to everybody.
Well, no,
Therefore,
this is the thing with Telltale games. They don't. They don't. They've never supported Linux. Don't know if they ever will. So that's unfortunate.
really is, especially if it works so well in wine. What I've noticed as a trend is if it works well in wine, there's a pretty good chance that somebody will consider porting it. I don't know what the logistics or the details or the technical things are behind that. If it makes it easier to actually port it or not, I don't know. There's no other games that usually work well in wine. They work well as a port.
Okay, so the next one is pop-up ads. Bundle Star Infinite Bundle offers 12 Linux-compatible games. Now, what's Bundle Stars? I've never heard of them before, actually.
Kind of like Indie Gala, but what they do is they take a bunch of games as their trick is they take a bunch of games and bundle them up and sell them for the super dirt stupid cheap. So this particular bundle, which they're gonna call the Infinite Bundle, has 12 games. Those games would be Sparkle 2 Evo, Merchants of Caden, Frederick Evil Strikes Back, Frederick Resurrection of Music, Millie, Teddy Floppy Ear KK King, Teddy Floppy Ear Mountain Adventures, Sparkle 3 Genesis, Teddy Floppy Ear The Race, Violet Remastered, 16-bit Trader, and Lezabel. Is that supposed to be Jezebel? Is it misspelled on the site? I think it is. It says Lezabel. Anyways, so most of those games are probably not worth picking up. Except for maybe Violet and Millie. I don't know what Sparkle 3 is, but it doesn't matter. So here's the thing. All 12 of these games are $1.99. And all 12 of these games work on Linux. $2. Waste $2 on cheeseburgers every day. Go buy this. I think that wraps up rapid fire topics. Gonna tell people where we are. Yo, your audio. Yeah.
Hello.
There you go.
My goddamn mic.
Okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yes. So, yeah, you can find us at linuxtechandgaming.com. You can watch us live. You can check out our chat room. You can also tweet at us. I am at the Atomic Ass on Twitter. And
I am at Osiris on Twitter.
Yep. And Ubu, whenever he gets back, he will be twittering like mad. Because he is the Twitter horiest of us three. And hopefully, hopefully the next time you show up, we'll actually have something in our lower third. Like some actual information. We might actually have a real show.
I think we're going to just title the show The Janky Show for this episode.
Yes. That's the show title. So,